We are awaiting the next and possible final hearing from the January 6th committee on Thursday, but that could be a little up in the air now after chairman of that committee, Congressman Bennie Thompson, just announced he tested positive for COVID. For more, let's begin ABC News political director Rick Klein. So, Rick, how do you think this is going to play out? Clearly, his diagnosis does not come at a very good time.
No, unfortunately, because this is expected to be the last hearing, at least of this series of hearings, and of course the primetime setting, a high-profile one where we learn some of the minute-by-minute of what Trump was saying and doing on January 6th. Chairman Thompson says his office says that they've encouraged the committee to go forward with this. They've already kind of laid everything out there. They're ready to roll with this. There were many congressional hearings that happen in part by Zoom, so maybe we'll get a statement by Zoom from the chairman. We also know that there are other members of the committee who are likely to take the lead in terms of the questioning. The witnesses are lined up, so as of now, it appears that this hearing is on, even if the committee's chairman will not be in the room.
Okay. It's on then. Meanwhile, two former Trump aides, former Deputy White House Press Secretary Sarah Matthews and also Matthew Pottinger, the member of the National Security Council, set to testify on Thursday. What can we expect from them and the hearing itself, Rick?
Both of these aides resigned their positions in the immediate aftermath of January 6th because they were uncomfortable with what they were seeing and hearing behind closed doors from the president. In the case of Sarah Matthews, she has said this was an attempted insurrection. She has also tweeted her support for Cassidy Hutchinson, whose high-profile explosive testimony a few weeks ago was a major revelation and a highlight so far of the committee. The Pottinger testimony is potentially even more interesting, though. Our colleague John Carl, in his book Betrayal, outlined what Pottinger saw and was hearing as the riot was ongoing. According to John, he tried to reach the president directly, tried to get into the Oval Office, and saw aides kind of milling around and recognized that the president was not doing what he could have done to order the National Guard, for instance, onto the Capitol. It took hours and hours, and ultimately Pottinger was very uncomfortable with what he saw. So I think both of these aides are people that were in the White House itself on January 6th. They would have had real-time access to information about what the president was doing and who he was seeing and what he was doing and in many cases not doing in response to the actions of January 6th. And the fact that they're being brought on as part of this suggests to me the committee really wants to go deep in terms of the concerns that aides and associates had, the frantic efforts to try to get the president to say or do something to stop the rioters, including ordering the use of federal authorities like the National Guard, and ultimately what the committee has viewed as a dereliction of duty in the president's inaction.
So turning to the trial now of former Trump aide Steve Bannon, we've talked about that as well. Just a bit ago, apparently a judge denied Bannon's request to delay trial for a month. So what else did we learn in court today?
We learned in part what the Bannon defense intends to be. His lawyers were saying that they prepared to and would like to introduce evidence about why Bannon thought that the original timeline from the committee was malleable, in their words, that they're feeling that this was not a final offer. They were willing to, they say, to have Bannon testify up to and including even right now. But the judge, a Trump-appointed judge, by the way, Kira, has shown almost no patience for the strategy. He's viewed this as a delaying tactic. He said maybe he'd give him a day or so, but they're already in the process of trying to select jurors. They want to go ahead with this. Bannon remains indignant in his public comments about the actions of the committee. He views the venue. He's even questioned whether he's going to be able to get a fair trial in the coming days. And what appears to be a pretty straightforward case from the prosecutors might have some twists when it comes to the defense, because we are already understanding from the defense they're complaining that there's things they're not going to be able to say in court. That's one of the reasons that they're asking for this delay. Again, the judge not showing a lot of flexibility in that matter.
Not a lot of flexibility going on when it comes to debates and conversations surrounding abortion. House lawmakers now holding a demonstration on Capitol Hill. Tell us what's going on.
Yeah, there's a number of House members who are part of essentially a sit-in. They said they're willing to risk arrest if it comes to it. Just another way to voice their frustration over the fact that the Supreme Court has overturned that constitutional right to an abortion. The House is moving in a couple of different directions to try to enshrine a right to an abortion, enshrining also a right to gay marriage, which a lot of people think might be under question under the same idea of tossing aside the precedent of Roe v. Wade. Maybe the case that the legalized gay gay marriage nationwide could be in jeopardy as well. But the fact that we're talking more about sit-ins than we are about votes tells you about the politics of this at the moment. Nothing here has changed the likelihood, really the impossibility of passing something in Congress that would federalize a right to abortion. The vote on gay marriage could be more interesting. We understand that Republicans aren't asking their members to necessarily vote against it. They're saying they can vote their conscience vote how they want. I'm interested to see how many Republicans agree with all, or at least mostly all, of the Democrats in saying that there should be a nationally recognized right to same-sex marriage.
A lot to come. Rick Klein, thanks.
Thanks.
And to catch ABC's coverage of next January 6th hearing, tune in right here, ABC News Live, Thursday, July 21st, 8 p.m. prime time for the airing.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.